Hey everyone! If you work anywhere in the US drug supply chain, I'm talking from manufacturing all the way to the pharmacy counter, you need to listen up. A really fundamental shift is on the horizon. The FDA is about to completely overhaul the National Drug Code, the very system that identifies every single drug in the country. So let's break down what's changing and what it all means for you.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for the next few minutes. We'll start with the problem, the 10-digit dilemma. Then we'll dive into the solution, the new 12-digit standard. After that, we'll walk through the official timeline, see how this all connects to modernizing barcodes, and finish up with a clear action plan so you can get ahead of this thing. So why this massive overhaul? I mean, really, what's the big deal? Well, it all comes down to the National Drug Code, or NDC. It's been the standard for decades, but here's the dirty little secret. The standard isn't actually standard at all. It's more like a patchwork of different formats, and that's created a real dilemma for the entire industry. You see, right now, the 10-digit NDC can show up in a bunch of different configurations, and this inconsistency creates a tangled mess of data across the supply chain. It leads to complexity, costly errors, and just a ton of confusion. So to fix this, the FDA is cutting right through that knot. They're mandating a single, uniform 12-digit format. The goal is simple, really. One code, one consistent structure for every drug. No more guesswork. And that brings us to the solution. The FDA has officially put out a final rule that standardizes the NDC once and for all. From now on, every human and animal drug sold in the US is going to have to use this single 12-digit format. And let's be clear, this is not a suggestion. It's the new mandatory standard for the entire industry. And here's exactly what that new structure looks like. It's a really clean 642 format. You've got 6 digits for the labeler, 4 for the specific product, and 2 for the package size. Simple. And the way they're handling the transition is pretty clever, too. For all the existing codes, the FDA will just add leading zeros where they're needed to get every single NDC into this new, consistent 12-digit format. So, who really needs to be paying attention to this? Well, as you can see, the list is long. It basically impacts everyone. We're talking manufacturers, distributors, repackagers, pharmacies, healthcare providers, payers, IT partners, even animal drug providers. If you are anywhere in this ecosystem, your systems and your processes are going to have to adapt. Now, here is a super important point, something that could save you a lot of headaches down the line. This new 12-digit NDC is for the physical product label. It does not, I repeat, does not change the 11-digit format that's used for HIPAA billing and reimbursement. You got to think of them as 2 totally separate systems for 2 separate purposes. The billing standard is staying exactly as it is.
All right, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's talk about the when. And the good news here is the FDA has given everyone a very, very long runway for this transition. Let's look at the key dates you need to circle on your calendar.
So the whole process kicks off in March 2026. That starts a 7-year prep period. This is your window to get all your systems ready. The first huge milestone is March 7th, 2033. That's the official effective date when the FDA starts assigning and converting all NDCs. And then you have the final drop-dead deadline, March 7th, 2036. By that day, every drug label out there in commerce must have the new 12-digit NDC. And this right here, this is a crucial detail for all your IT and operations teams. That 3-year window between 2033 and 2036 is basically going to be a dual format world. You'll still have old products with 10-digit codes floating around as new ones with 12-digit codes enter the market. Your systems absolutely have to be able to process both formats seamlessly during that time. No exceptions. Now, this whole NDC change isn't just happening in a bubble. It's actually pushing a major upgrade in the barcode technology we see on drug packaging. Let's take a look at how these 2 pieces fit together so nicely. The key piece of tech that makes this all work is something called GS1 Application Identifier 715, or just AI 715 for short. The simplest way to think about it is like a dedicated little data field, like a tag, that lives inside a modern 2D barcode. This tag gives the new 12-digit NDC its own specific home, which means it can be stored separately but scanned at the exact same time as all the other data, like the lot number and expiration date. And this is a huge win for efficiency, because by embedding that AI 715 tag into a 2D barcode, companies can basically kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A single scan will satisfy both the FDA's new NDC rule
and all the traceability requirements of the Drug Supply Chain Security Act, the DSCSA. We're talking one barcode, one scan to cover two major federal regulations. That's a game changer. So, if we were to crack open one of these new barcodes and see what's inside, this is what we'd find. It's a whole string of standardized identifiers. You've got the GTIN, or Global Trade Item Number, the expiration date, the unique serial number, the batch or lot number, and right there at the end, our new 12-digit NDC, all neatly flagged by that 715 application identifier. Okay, so we've covered the problem, the solution, the timeline, and the tech. Now let's bring it all home with what is probably the most important part, your action plan. Here's what you and your teams need to be thinking about right now. So here are 4 key steps you can take. First, audit your systems. Everything, and I mean everything, from your manufacturing lines to your billing software, needs to be checked and updated for that 12-digit format. Second, you have to build a specific plan for that 3-year dual format transition period. Third, start getting your labeling updates in the queue now. Don't wait. And finally, and I really can't overstate this one, communicate. Talk to your supply chain and IT partners early and often. This whole thing only works if everyone is in sync.
Now, I do have one piece of good news that should make the administrative side a little easier. You do not need to manually resubmit your entire product catalog to the FDA. On that effective date, the agency is just going to automatically convert every existing 10-digit NDC in its database to the new 12-digit format. They're handling that massive data migration for you.
So here's the bottom line. 2036 might feel like it's a lifetime away, but the really key date for getting your systems ready is 2033. That's when this transition officially kicks off. The clock is already ticking, and the only question left to ask is, will you be ready?